You wouldn't go to battle without a sword. You wouldn't go to battle without an armor, without the tools necessary to win that battle, right? You wouldn't go to battle without a plan. You wouldn't go to battle, if you could, without backup, without an army, by yourself, unless you're trying to be cool. But let's be honest, in the real situation, when you have to fight a battle, you want people to help you. You want to be a part of an army. So where am I going with this? Well, you wouldn't do all these things when going to a real physical battle, a fleshly battle. So why is that how you approach your spiritual life? Why is that how you try to fight demons? Or don't even try and fight them? Or you don't even acknowledge they're there? If you're not putting on the full armor of God every day through prayer, you are limiting yourself spiritually. And you are giving yourself a major disadvantage at the start of each day for the devil to just kick you around and make you his toy, honestly. Without the armor of God on, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the gospel of peace on your feet, the belt of truth, the shield of faith, and the sword of the Spirit, you're not able to efficiently fight the enemy, or really at all. All of our strength comes through Jesus. Philippians 4:13, in Christ I can do all things. So if you're not relying on him every day to win your spiritual battle, who are you relying on? Yourself? Your limited flesh? Let me tell you, my friend, that is a quick way to get yourself in trouble. That's a quick way to lose your fight. So start taking your fight seriously. Prepare. Pray. Put on the full armor of God every day, and you'll start to actually win your spiritual battles. When you feel nervous to share the gospel, now you're going to start being bold and wanting to share the gospel because you have the armor of God on. You have the sword of the Spirit. What is the Spirit? It's the Word made flesh, Jesus, the Bible, God's holy word. Memorize some verses. Get in the Word every day. Learn what God's will is. When you have that equipped and ready, learn what the gospel is. So many Christians don't know what the gospel is. So get in the Word, equip yourself with the sword so you can cut down the enemy. The Word is powerful. When you preach the gospel, there's something that happens in the spiritual being of people, and they'll either get angry and react, or they'll stop and listen, and they'll hear you out. And you might save a soul because you put on the armor of God that morning. You stopped messing around and you actually said, you know what, I'm gonna pray, and you actually did it, One strategy I like to do is set a timer. If you're trying to increase how long you pray for, or timer, or set a stopwatch. Pray until you think you've prayed a long time, right? And then go look at your stopwatch. You probably prayed for 2 minutes, when you're first starting out. But you can work up to where you can consistently pray 10 minutes in the morning. And then once you can do that, start praying at night. Do the stopwatch or timer trick to where you're praying 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night. And I'm not saying eventually get to where you're praying all day, right? Because God wouldn't want that. God has things for you to go out and do. He doesn't want you to just pray all day. Now, there may be seasons of revival where you do need to be praying all day. But for the rest of your life, that's crazy. That's absurd. God wouldn't call you to do that. God has called you to go out and share the gospel. The Great Commission. So I challenge you today to start putting on the full armor of God. Now, I know it's hard, and part of why you treat the spiritual walk differently than the physical walk in terms of going to battle is because you can't see it, right? So I get that it's hard, but if you believe that Yeshua was God, you know that he can't lie, right? And he told us that it's a spiritual battle every day. Paul says in Ephesians 6:12, I recommend go and read if you struggle with taking the spiritual battle seriously. Go read Ephesians chapter 6. Paul tells us, we wrestle not with flesh and blood. No matter how angry you are at someone, or how someone has wronged you, or if you're weak and tired and you just want to take out your frustration on humans, remember, they're not your enemy. So if there's anything you take from this video today, start taking the spiritual battle legitimately, seriously. Start putting on the armor of God, and just like it changed my life, I know it'll change your walk with God.